Shalom everyone, it's Rabbi Finkelstein. It's again Kol Torah, Tuesday at noon. And this parasha, this Shabbat, we really have two parashot. We are lucky enough to have two parashot, Parshat Matot and Parshat Masei, that basically concludes Sefer Bamidbar, the book of Numbers. And I would like to focus on the end of Parashat Masei. Really towards the end, we have a very interesting mitzvah that repeats itself in a way later on, and this is the parasha, or this is the concept of Arei Miklat, the refuge cities. Let's give a little bit of an introduction first, and then I would like to pose a question. As we know, in society and in life, we have incidents. Unfortunately, things happen. In modern society, we have car accidents, we have things that we do without really paying attention to. And in the ancient times, there were other car accidents. If someone will chop wood in the forest, will not pay attention that his friend is at his back, and he will chop wood in a way that it's not so careful, and he can kill his friend. And that's called Rotzeach Bishgaga, someone who killed unwittingly. And the Torah addressed this issue by saying that if it was proved that it was not intentionally, but rather unwittingly, so then this person who killed unwittingly would be exiled to a refuge city till the high priest will die, and then he can be released. And I would like to ask a question. Why is it the last concept, one of before the last concepts, that is being discussed in Parashat Masei, at the end of Sefer Bamidbar, at the end of the book of Numbers, where the Jewish people are really about to enter the land of Israel and to build their country and to build their nation? And I would like to suggest the following idea. Murdering, or even killing, or should I say, taking life, intentionally, obviously, or unwittingly, reflects a deficiency in our perspective on life. When we are not able to understand and to comprehend and to really internalize the importance of someone else's life, we are in a way losing our right for the land of Israel. When we do something that has ramifications to others and not only to ourselves, and we do not take into account someone else's needs or someone else's desires or someone else's life, we show that we do not understand the image of God. When the Jewish people are about to go into the land of Israel, it's not only that they receive land, physical land, but they also receive responsibility for society, for building society that should be based on pillars of justice, peace, human rights, sensitivity, understanding of others. On one hand, they are being commanded to wage war against the 7 Canaanite nations. When you wage a war, obviously there are casualties, there is death, there are things, actions that you need to take militarily that can basically influence our perspective on the sanctity of life and human life. Therefore, the Torah says to us something that has a tremendous message to us. You need to make a distinction between war and a battlefield, when the rules can change and the requirements that a soldier needs to fulfill can be very aggressive, to building a society. When you chop wood in the forest, it's not waging a war against anyone. You need to do it for your own needs, for your family needs, or maybe for your business. But when we talk about society, building a society cannot be on expense of someone else. But rather, when you build a society, you need to be mindful of all the people around you, Jews, and non-Jews alike. The concept that a person who killed unwittingly will be exiled to a refuge city really sent two messages. On one hand, we say, as a Jewish court, this person made a mistake, he will pay for it, there are going to be consequences for it, but he will not be put to death. He will be exiled. The exile, this punishment, really reflect our feelings towards that person. That person showed his lack of sensitivity to others. He showed his lack of care, of looking around when you do something that is dangerous. Therefore, he does not belong to society. He needs to be exiled, pushed away to a refuge city where he will have no contact basically with society. On the other hand, we want to protect him. We want to create a safe environment for him, so he will be able someday, after the high priest dies, to come back to society and to contribute back what he can to help society grow. There is a very important, very, very important message for the Jewish people who are going to transform from a generation that was built on miracles and above nature, I will say, circumstances, where the manna came from heaven, the sea was split, there was protection by the pillar of fire and the cloud. Now they are going into nature. They are going to conquer the land. They are going to deal with the people. They are going to negotiate. They are going to learn how to build a society based on themselves and the Torah that they received. This concept of the refuge cities and doing things without taking into consideration others and other needs and desires, it's what can make it or break it for society. This is why the Torah concludes Sefer Bamidbar, the book of Numbers, the book that describes now the second generation who is about to go into the land. The Torah describes the last concept of understanding of Tselem Elokim, the image of God that lies in each one of us as Jews, as well as to the general society. Yes, we are struggling with enemies. Yes, we are struggling with people that would love to see us disappear. But we should never ever lose sight of who we are and what kind of Tselem Elokim, of image of God we have. And we should never ever lose it because of others. Sometimes we need to take an aggressive role, an aggressive act to save and to secure our freedom and our right to exist. But nevertheless, we should never ever forget to be sensitive, to care, and to reach out to people in need. This is the message of this Parsha and the message of this book, the last message before the Jewish people enter the land of Israel. Act and conquer, but be sensitive to the image of God that lies in every person. Thank you.